Hello and welcome to my video on roadblocks of life. And I want to take the time today and I want to talk about who we are as individuals and how we have different roadblocks in our lives. And so many of you know that in my business, I run a business called On Purpose L3, which talks about living on purpose, leading on purpose, and learning on purpose. And today, I want to talk about one of the difficulties that most of us have with living on purpose, and this is the roadblocks in our lives. Well, every situation is different. Sometimes we get stuck and we are unable to move forward. So today, I want to talk about 3 different roadblocks that keep us from growing and living out our purpose. Now, I have to be honest with you because many of these roadblocks I have experienced in life, and even though I've conquered them, I still have to deal with them from time to time. So the first one I want to talk about is self-awareness. Now, self-awareness is one of those situations in which we all need to come to awareness of who we are. And last week, I had the situation in which I had to come to awareness about my tooth. Now, for many of you, maybe you've never had a root canal, but I had to go to the dentist and find out that there's something wrong with my tooth. And my nerve was giving me a lot of problems. And then I had to go to another dentist, and that dentist began to ask me a lot of questions about my teeth and where do I feel pain. And I have to tell you, there was a lot of awareness going on. I had no idea what he was talking about. And he sat there and explained to me how he could figure out what was going on with my nerve by touching different parts of my teeth. And I began to become a lot more aware of where the pain in my teeth were coming from. And so in today's busy world, our own awareness is a hard thing to come about because people are constantly preoccupied. We're rushing to and fro with the things that we have to do. And sometimes what happens is our lives is we have multiple demands, multiple things going on. We're frustrated, we're unhappy. And yet, just like my tooth, I had no idea where the pain was coming from. I knew it was coming from back here, but it wasn't until the dentist sat there and pinpointed each one of the things and I relaxed in the chair that he could understand what was really going on. And in the same way, we as people have to work on where is the pain? Where is our awareness for why we're frustrated and unhappy? You know, I work with many people as a coach who come to me and they're stuck and they're overwhelmed. And we sit down and we think about where is the pain points? And I want you to think for a minute. Do you know what's going to bring more meaning in your life? Do you know where the frustration's coming from? Because it's important to take the time to become self-aware of who you are and what you're experiencing. That's so important. And I would just challenge you, set aside some time for reflection and discovery, because when you tune in, just like I did on my teeth, the doctor figured out where did the root canal need to happen. And sometimes we need a root canal in our own lives. All right. Well, the second thing is the fear of uncertainty or the fear of the unknown. You know, some people have all the understanding of situations. They have explored, they've studied it, they've gone to school about it, they've brainstormed about it. But when it comes to action, they feel paralyzed to move. I've seen this happen in my own business. I started my business 3 years ago, and I met a lot of people along the road who took the classes, read the books. They knew a lot more about going into business than I did. But I have to tell you the truth is I just jumped in and tried it, and they are still thinking about it and reading the books. Because if we're going to jump in and do it, there's this roadblock that stops us, is that fear of uncertainty or the fear of the unknown. And oftentimes we're afraid of what's going on, what's going to happen ahead. But the fear is what traps us. It's the fear that keeps us from moving on. And we have to think about these roadblocks. What is that is stopping you from moving forward and living into your purpose? Is it fear? Is it self-awareness, like you're not sure about who you are or what that frustration is that you're going through. Or maybe the third thing is that lack of confidence to make the change. Some people think that they don't have what it takes to make a change. Their self-esteem is low. Maybe they're overly self-critical or pessimistic. Maybe you're one of those. Well, I want to challenge you to become aware of the dialogue that's running in your mind. Do you know what you're really good at and what makes you unique? Maybe you should think about a time in your past when you accomplished a certain goal and you got some success. Is there a roadblock that's keeping you from moving forward into that future? See, as individuals, we need to know what is stopping us from moving forward. But having a positive sense of who we are and a belief in our own abilities, that is necessary as we seek to change. Because each of us needs to take the risk and we need to be challenged to go forward. And when we see that roadblock standing right there in our way, we need to recognize that it's a roadblock and we need to take the time to take it down. Now, I want to challenge you. If you don't have somebody that you can talk through what these roadblocks are, or you need somebody just to say, hey, you've got a roadblock, I challenge you either to get a coach or to find somebody that you can trust, that you can talk this through. And I believe that when we begin to take down these roadblocks, we begin to see change in our lives. So I hope I've added value to you today, and I hope you're able to think about the roadblocks that are in your life. I'd love to continue our conversation. So if you'd like to talk to me, please go to my website, sign up for a time, or send me a private message. I'd love to make an appointment with you. Leave a comment. Tell me about your roadblocks, the things that have stopped you, and how you've had victory or you've overcome. I'd love to dialogue with anyone in the journey of life. So until next time, thank you for joining me for my time and my talk this week. So we'll see you next week. Thanks.